Board of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, Doug Stone.
Welcome to Night 2 of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, presented by lynda.com. I'm Doug Stone, President of the Board of Directors of the festival. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here tonight. First of all, I hope you all had a chance to see a film or two tonight, or maybe 3, or today. But tonight, we've got a great event. It's the Outstanding Performer of the Year Award. Before we get to that, I want to once again thank our presenting sponsor, lynda.com, who's been a fantastic sponsor for us. Yes. Tonight's sponsor of the Outstanding Performer of the Year Award is the Chumash Casino Resort. I want to thank them for their generous support this evening. I'm very excited about tonight. Viola Davis has had an incredible, award-winning career on stage, on television, and of course in film. I'm so looking forward to hearing everything that she has to say tonight. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce Ann Thompson, Editor-in-Chief of Thompson on Hollywood at IndieWire.
Anyone who's seen Viola Davis perform on stage or screen knows that she's a powerhouse actress of extraordinary range. A graduate of Juilliard, Davis made her way first in the New York theater. She won a Tony Award for Best Performance by a Featured Actress in a Play, and a Drama Desk Award for her 2001 role in August Wilson's King Hedley II. She won a second Drama Desk Award for Intimate Apparel in 2004, and the 2010 revival of August Wilson's Fences won her a Tony for Best Actress. The play won Best Revival and Best Actor for Denzel Washington, and Davis is only the second African-American woman to win that award. I first discovered Davis in another Denzel Washington project, his 2002 debut film, Antoine Fisher, in which she blew me away in one virtually silent scene when Derek Lukes Fisher tracks down his long-lost mother, an abject drug addict who wants nothing to do with him. It earned her a Supporting Actress Indie Spirit nomination, and from then on, I paid close attention to this chameleon, virtually unrecognizable from one role to the other. Her first Oscar nomination came from another small role as a far more caring mother in Doubt, in which she Davis more than held her own against the great Meryl Streep. And again, 8 minutes of screen time, that's all she had. And now Davis, after having played so many, you're going to see the clips, so many great supporting roles, took a lead now in The Help, based on Catherine Stockett's bestseller, bringing dignity and deep emotion to the film's unforgettable narrator, Mississippi-made Abilene Clark. Davis anchors this film, yes. She anchors the sprawling ensemble. She's earned raves, deserved raves, winning the Critics' Choice Award, nominated for Screen Actors Guild, and she has been nominated for Best Actress Academy Award. Her co-star, Octavia Spencer, who also earned a Supporting Actress nomination in the role of Minnie, is here with us. Octavia Spencer.
Nothing greater than applause. No, seriously, I am extremely honored to be here tonight to celebrate the amazing career of a veteran actress of stage and film, who also just happens to be one of my dearest friends, Miss Viola Davis. Working with Viola has been the highlight of my career. Not only does she represent the best that Juilliard has to offer, but among industry professionals, she is regarded as a luminary. The proficiency with which she crafted the stoic yet venerable domestic Aibileen Clark in the award-winning blockbuster called The Help was beyond transformative and has garnered her a well-deserved Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. So, what can I tell you about Viola that you don't already know? That she is a devoted wife to her husband of 8 years, Julius Tennant? Well, that would be boring. Very boring. That she recently adopted the most beautiful little girl on the planet, and in doing so, has become a constant smiley face at the mere mention of said baby's name. Well, that might be too sappy. That she's an accomplished actress with a multitude of accolades, including 2 Tony Awards and, as recently as Tuesday, 2 Academy Award nominations. Well, that would be a little redundant. So, why don't we just cut to the scandal? Wait for it. Viola is indeed a hard-working philanthropist who is dedicated to God, her family and friends, and last but not least, her craft. Her eloquence is awe-inspiring, and the grace with which she navigates life and all of her roles is legendary. And ladies and gentlemen, that in and of itself is scandalous. Why don't we take a look at Viola's extraordinary career?
Circuit with Doubt back in the day. Did that prepare you at all for what you've been going through in this award season?
Nothing can prepare you for award season. I think struggling for, I don't know, I've been in business 23 years professionally now, 30 years altogether. That's prepared me for award season. Because I know as of February 27th, award season will be over, and I will be going back to being an actor.
Back when you first grew up, what was the setting that led you to engage in this fantasy of becoming an actress?
Well, the first kind of seed that was planted in me, because I grew up in Rhode Island, Central Falls. I tell this story over and over again. 1965, I was 3 months old when my family moved in Central Falls from St. Matthews, South Carolina. And we were the only black family. And my mom, 8th grade education, my dad, 5th grade education. We lived in abject poverty. And I didn't want to have that future. And I remember my sister Diane came to live with us when she was 9 years old. I was 5. My grandmother was taking care of her because we couldn't afford to. So I met her for the first time, and she said, the only way you're going to make it out of this situation is to have a dream. Like a big, big dream. She said this to me at 9 years old. And so I really thought, okay, so what is it? And I remember watching Cicely Tyson when I was about 7 or 8 to do the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. And the reason why I remembered that more clearly than anything else was because every image that I had seen of people of color on screen were in sitcoms. Good Time, That's My Mama, Baby I'm Back, what's happening, and I watched them all and I enjoyed them all. But then I saw Cicely Tyson, and I saw something different. I saw a craftsperson. I saw magic. And I thought, that's what I want to do with my life.
So did you start taking acting classes in high school? Did you do theater?
I did theater in high school. Yep, I was a theater geek. You know, 9 years old, well actually when I was 8 years old, for the first time I said, okay, listen, the world is waiting for me, Viola Davis. Because my sisters and I wrote a skit for a contest in the park. And we put all of our favorite characters from the sitcom in the skit. And we each had roles. I was the writer, producer, my sister was the director, we had rehearsals, we had rewrites. We even had a budget for costumes, and the costumes we bought at Salvation Army, you know? And I just thought we were just so slick, you know, doing rewrites in the closet. And we won the contest. And then after that, of course, the whole kind of theater geeky thing of doing theater in high school and taking acting lessons when I was 14. Because I just said, I want to be a great actress of the stage like Colleen Dewhurst. You know, I had very grandiose ideas.
And then you studied in college, but where did Juilliard become the goal? How did that happen?
Juilliard, I wish I had a really wonderful response to that, but I took a 6-week course at Circle in the Square Theater right after I graduated from college. And about 5 weeks into that program, I was talking to some of the students there. I said, listen, this program's going to be over soon. How are we going to work? We need a job. How's that going to happen? And I remember someone said, well, you have to go to one of the major schools, and afterwards, you get an agent, you can go out there and get a job. I said, well, okay, tell me what the major schools are. Yale, Juilliard, NYU. I said, okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I chose Juilliard. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, so Juilliard it was. I was like 4 years, I was like, damn, why did I choose Yale? No, I'm only kidding.
So what was that like? I mean, you had to do what everybody else did. I mean, what was it?
It was hell. It was like when, I remember when we had, people say impetigo, but we called it impetigo when we were kids. It was like that skin infection you got, and you had to take that nasty orange medicine in order to get rid of it. It worked. It's the same thing with Juilliard. You know, they want to stretch you and everything. It's the best intentions, it's the best training, but I'm telling you, it's like bad tasting medicine going down, but really it does the trick. You're in class 13 hours a day in a building that has no windows. That's what it was like.
So you got out. You got out of prison, and how did you make your living? I mean, was it like easy, hard?
It's hard being an actor.
Yeah, but it seemed like you got a lot of parts, you know, or at least looking at the paper. That's not how it felt to you. Right.
Well, that would be a 3-hour conversation, but it was hard. I know the road. My first job out of school was a job that paid $250 a week at the Public Theater, and I really, once again, I thought I had made it. I was understudying Denitra Vance from Saturday Night Live. She played that black girl, and it was when she was going through chemotherapy. She had breast cancer, and she was in a play called Marisol at the Public Theater, and they hired me as her understudy. I said, I made it. That lasted 4 weeks. I never went on. And then I was going to do a play with Ruby Dee, Ozzie Davis, Long Day's Journey into Night. That was canceled the day of rehearsal, and I thought that was it. That didn't happen. Then I went through a year of unemployment, and then I did years of theater, regional theater. That's what I did. $600 a week. Gosh, I lived the life of an actor. And Yeah.
Now, did you have aspirations to be in the movies?
I just had aspirations to work wherever it landed. You know, your agent calls you and says, I got, you know, an audition for you. You okay, what is it? It's a film, you know, out of sight or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go in for it. It's work.
So I spoke to Steven Soderbergh recently, and he became, of course, a big champion of yours. And he said that the casting director brought you in, and it was a case of everybody recognizing instantly, you know, what you were, and that you just needed to be brought into the room. That's what he said.
Oh, that's nice, because, I mean, I taped that scene in my agent's office. I could never get a film role. I would audition for film roles. I could never get one. And I remember I went in that day, and I had big hair. I was afraid you guys would show that clip of me with my big hair, and you didn't show the damn clip with the big hair. Because that's when I did my own hair extensions, and I said, oh, one package of hair, that's not enough. Give me 3 packages of hair. And the hair was like this big. And I remember I didn't know the lines. I said, you know what, I'm so tired, you either give me the damn job or you don't give me the job. So I just read the lines simply from the page, and it somehow worked. And I remember he said it was the simplicity of the way I said the lines with the big hair.
Let's see a clip then. So Soderbergh became a real champion for you. What did you learn from him and being in his films as a director?
With Soderbergh, I just learned how to relax. You know, I think that when you do theater, this sounds really bad, I know, but the thing that you kind of feel like is you do all these exercises before you go on stage, you get your breathing going, and you pump yourself up, and you go on stage, and you're like, ah! You know? And the thing about film and television, what I've learned is just to be in the moment, to do nothing. And the camera picks it up. You know, it's that seamlessness that happens in life when you're just kind of walking in the space and you're just existing. And Soderbergh is so relaxed when he's working on the set, to the point where you just say, okay, you need to be more intense. Because this train may be, you know, leaving the station and going straight into a brick wall, but he's always so calm that it makes you relax. And that's really important for me to remember coming from the stage.
So if you were to compare the experience that you have and some of these great roles that you've played on stage with what you've done in the films and television, you've had all these TV series that you've been part of, what do you get the most satisfaction from, the pleasure from?
In terms of the roles?
The experience.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I have not had the kind of roles in TV and film that I've had on the stage. I haven't had the type of roles where I've been able to go on a journey with a character, where there is a complexity and a duality. I've had the 2 or 3 scenes, the one day of work, and I've had to, what I say, make a filet mignon dinner out of a fried chicken meal.
But you've done it. You've done it really well.
Well, I've done it, and what I found out as an actor is that that's your job. Your job is to get material, good or bad, and to create something from it. If we all wait for our Sophie's Choice, we would be waiting a pretty long time. And I found it to be a really fulfilling journey and pleasure for me as an actor to be able to do that, because I remember the first actress I listened to, and she was one of my idols, and I heard her speak at Circle in the Square Theater at the 6-week program, was Jane Alexander. She was one of my favorites. And one of the things she said was that acting is about problem solving. And it is. That oftentimes you get a character on the page, and really for me as a woman of color, I find that a lot of characters on the page, the narratives are incomplete. And so you have to fill it in. And sometimes you can't fill it in with words. You have to fill it in with an emotional life that can maybe illuminate the words in a way that reaches the audience. And sometimes that's the best you're gonna get as an actor.
Now, you've worked with August Wilson and several of his plays. Talk a little bit about the extraordinary roles that you've played with him. And I actually got to see you in Fences, which blew me away. But there's a long trajectory there, several different plays that you've worked with him.
Well, I found that he was my director. That's what I call him. He's my director. His characters are people that I absolutely know. They're palpable to me. He didn't write about kings and queens. He wrote about thieves, illiterate men, ex-slaves. And there is something about that ordinary person that he writes about that by the end of the play, you feel like they've risen to extraordinary heights. He basically did what Arthur Miller did, was he made tragic hero out of the ordinary man, out of the ordinary black man. And I found that that was a great place to create character. You know, that's all you want to do, you know. Uta Hagen says it, is when you walk into the theater, you want to have a human experience.
Now, when you were performing in Fences, you know, how many performances did you do? You were on there for quite a long time.
8 shows a week for 13 weeks, which is not very long. I've done plays that have lasted a year and a half.
So how, I mean, I saw the play, it's extraordinarily intense. You know, it must have been exhausting and draining. How do you run that course with that kind of intensity over a long period of time?
I have no idea. Let me tell you, that one almost took me down. But you rest during the day. And for me, I just find it so fulfilling to go there every night. I don't see it as draining. I feel exhilarated from that exhaustion. Sometimes exhaustion from doing something is real exhaustion. It's like, I've done it before. I've done like really bad plays or a bad role in a movie, and you feel exhausted at the end of the day, but it's a kind of exhaustion where you don't think you have anything left in you. That you've expended everything that's wonderful about yourself, and you're looking for it somewhere, trying to get it back. But for me, with Fences, I didn't feel like it was wasted energy. I felt like I was just giving something out every day that I was getting back twofold.
So, going back a little bit, Denzel Washington gave you an extraordinary part in Antoine Fisher.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at a clip from that, as well as Todd Haynes' Far From Heaven.